Welcome to New Moon Celebrations. This is Rose Martin, and I am excited to share with you what the Lord is showing me in the heavens this month. We are going through a major transformation, reformation in the world and in our lives at this time. And it's not a surprise. God is showing us the direction, and He's showing us His plan. And I want to share that with you this month. This is the month of Shevat. This is the month of Aquarius. This is the month of the water bearer. This is the 11th month on the religious calendar, and also the 5th month of the civil calendar. So we have documented evidence, history of what each month means, written down, passed on through our sages, forefathers, and all that, and also direct communication from the heavens, from the Lord, in the positioning of the planets and the signs in the heaven. This is a gift of God that He has given us that has been lost to the church. So let us start today with what is going on this month. The water bearer is the symbol of this zodiac sign of Aquarius and Shevat, decreed by the Lord. The water bearer. And it is pouring forth living water from the heavens unto us to receive it. This is a month where we are to look at, it's also a month of individuality. What is our individuality? Where do we stand in the world? Where do we stand apart from the world? Where are we unique in the world? It also asks us to look at our opinions and our thoughts. Even though it says it's a water bearer showing water, it is an air sign. Aquarius is an air sign, which deals with our thoughts and our thinking. It's also a fixed sign, which says it's stubborn. So where are we stuck in our thoughts? Where are we stuck in our ideals? Where are we stuck with what people think of us versus what God thinks of us? Where are we stuck in our position of going out into the world and proclaiming the good news? On this day, the first of Shevat, Moses gathered his people in Deuteronomy 1. And he repeated the Torah that was given in Exodus. He repeated it and added a little more to it. The Lord gave him the divine inspiration and wisdom. He gave him the oral law and the methods of interpreting the law. And on this month, on the anniversary of this great time, the Lord gives us divine wisdom and inspiration for the year too. So we need to grab that divine inspiration that's available for us right now. And what did the Lord say to Moses on that day where he gathered all his people? And this is the 5 weeks before he died. For 5 weeks he reiterated to all the new people who were going to be crossing over into the promised land what the word was, and added, insight from the Lord. But the Lord said, "You have been on this mountain long enough. It is time now to go into all the other nations." And this is what the Lord is saying to us today too, that we have been on this mountain long enough. And this mountain is our religious mountain. The religious mountain that we have found security, comfort, seclusion, privacy, waiting for that moment the Lord takes us into the heavens. But He says, you have been on this mountain long enough. It's time to go. So that's what the Lord's saying for us today, to go, to go. But the thing is that we have had so much fear of man, to go into the mountains, to go into the areas of influence that we should be spreading the word. And we have to look, is our faith in God strong, or is our fear of man stronger? And so that's what we need to look at today. The Lord has given us inspiration for this month. And the things that are happening in the heavenlies at this moment are, first of all, we have divine wisdom and understanding that is with us. Divine wisdom and understanding. We also have that connected with Netzach, which is the victory. We also have with us Chesed, which is grace. We also have the Keter, which is the highest of God. So these things are coming together, forced with Gevurah. Gevurah is coming along to give it a push. So we've got unconditional love represented by the Netzach and the Keter. Unconditional love and unconditional mercy, unconditional wanting to give to people. And also the wisdom of God to give us this direction for this month. So we have the divine inspiration. So how do we change our minds? How can we get this foundation that we need to have the strength and victory to get off of this religious mountain into the mountains of the world? Where do we get this? One thing is through meditation and the word. An attribute of this month is taste, to taste. And the word says to taste the word and see that it is good. And we need to taste the word and ingest it, meditate on it. We need to read things like Psalm 1:1-3 says, "Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, or set foot on the paths of sinners, or sit in the seat of mockers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and his law he meditates on it day and night. He's like a tree planted by the streams of water, yielding its fruit in season, whose leaf does not wither, and who prospers in all he does." We read the word, we ingest the word. And don't you know that this month of Shevat is also the new year of the trees? The trees, there are trees living on the river of life, 12 trees that put forth their fruit every month. The trees, the Jewish sages say that they speak to one another. The trees have roots down in the ground that are fed by the living water, who gain their strength in that way. So we are encouraged to get our strength from the word, to get grounded in the word so that we can go out and be amongst the people. The people need the word. Another concept we have of this month is the ability to go out into the world, mingle about them, and not to be part of them. To be able to bring God's light into the area that we are in without losing our light, without assimilating their ways. And this is represented by the wisdom, which is represented by oil, and the water, the living water. And the water and the oil, they don't mix, but they are together. And this is how we are to be. In our faith of God, in God, our strength in God, the maturity in God that we have, we can mingle among them, be a part of them, but not of them, so that we can share the word and be the light where we need to be. And this is what we are encouraged to be this day, this month, to go out into the world and mingle. Take our unique gifts and talents. We are asked this month to look at our unique gifts and talents, and where have we been hindered in expressing them? Have our fears, our insecurities, our unsureness, have they kept us? What is keeping you from going out there and not shining your light? So this is another thing that we need to look at this month, that to go out into the world and not be afraid to go into the world, to go out and shine the light, but yet be part of God, be strong in God. What we should be doing is getting our strength in our congregations and going out and spreading the word. And when we're out living our lives in a righteous way, the world sees. And then we come back to the church to get fed. But we are stuck in the church. We are fat from being fed and fed and fed and fed, and we can't get it out. We need to go on a diet and go out into the world and not be afraid of the world. But the opposite seems to be happening. We are afraid of the church. We are afraid of the church, afraid of the people, afraid of the condemnation, afraid that if we are seen talking to so-and-so and in this place and that place, oh my gosh, they have fallen off. They are backsliding. This is the fear that we have to get over. God is saying, you have been on this mountain long enough. It is time to go. It is time. Read it yourself. Deuteronomy 1:6-8, I believe it is. Get off this mountain and go out into the world. Take possession of the promised land, and don't be afraid of the giants. So this is a thing that we're looking for this month, and we've got the power in the heaven. Let me read to you the angels that are with us right now, giving us the cherubim, the tzadikio, hanio, and kamael. These are the archangels that are activated at this time, that are doing the wars in the heavenlies and giving us the power and the victory that we can tap into. This is the wisdom. This is the mercy. This is the victory. This is the force, the Gavora, that are with us right now in the heavenlies, doing their work on God's behalf for our good. The letter that represents this month is Tzadi. Tzadi. And one of the definitions of Tzadi is righteous, a righteous person. So a righteous person has the ability to connect with the source and draw it down into the earth. The living water, draw it down into the earth. This bucket that is poured down, the water that is being poured down from heaven this month for us to bring to the world. So this is our challenge this month, to overcome the fear of man and put our fear in the Lord and what he wants us to do with our unique gifts and talents. We have a place to shine and people to shine with. Our calling. And that's what we are called to do this month of Shevat for the Lord, your God, who calls you to be holy and to spread his word. Because the ultimate is love, which is another representation of this month. Your goals, your dreams, the love received. The ultimate of all is for the benefit of humanity. You know, you've heard of the age of Aquarius. This is where we are going. This is where the time is coming where humanity and love and all these under Yeshua are going to be in the world. And the steps we're taking this year through our big transformations are leading us to a place where we are able then to shed our false ideas, our false identities, and come into unity with what the Lord has for us and bring that love into the world. We're heading to love and humanity, and this year is a big change. Every month he is giving us an area to build our foundation. The world is being torn down. Top-down authority structures are being torn down and rebuilt to line up with God's word. This applies to the world and in your lives. And there is a place in your life right now that the Lord is dealing with you in this area of your unique ability, your unique talent. We can take the general overview and learn from that, but you've got your own unique place, and I'd be happy to show that to you. If you want to contact me at newmoonscelebrations.com, and I will show you your place in this world and what the Lord is highlighting in your life this month. God is good. He has a plan for our lives. He has a plan for your life. He does not want us to walk in darkness. He wants us to see. And he has a map in the heavens and the word and history, the oral law, Moses, New Testament and Old. The Lord said to go out into the world. He says to be as wise as serpents and innocent as doves. So this month we've got the wisdom to come down and the courage to go forth. Get off this mountain. You have been there long enough. Go into the world and share the word of the Lord to all the people where God has sent you with your own unique talent and ability. Well, I pray this time has blessed you. If you have been encouraged and blessed by this, I invite you to like and share this video, because we need to get out into the world and share this hope, guidance, and structure that the Lord has for us each month. I bless you. I thank you for joining me this month, and I hope to see you next month. Shalom.